on the Affordable Care Act. Harris said the Senate should not be dealing with a Supreme Court nomination when the presidential election is just weeks away. Police in Florida have released the body cam video of the arrest of former Trump campaign manager Brad Parscale. It shows his wife telling officers that he was armed.
And he was just going irate, and he came out of his office, cocked a gun.
Parscale was running the Trump re-election campaign, but had recently been demoted. Police in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, received a call for a man barricaded inside a house. Parscale's wife said he made suicidal comments in recent days and had a physical altercation with her. This according to an incident report. Officers saw bruises on her arms. A statement from President Trump's campaign communications director, Tim Murtaugh, says Brad Parscale is a member of our family and we all love him, and we're ready to support him and his family in any way possible. Wall Street futures are
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Coffee and Time here on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM, streaming on our website as well, OneSocketRadio.com. Good morning to you. I'm Joe Callahan. We'll say hi to Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed.
Greetings, Joe.
Greetings to you. John Martin from AARP. Good morning, John.
Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Nice to have you here. Linda Tebow's on the phone. Hi, Linda.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning to all of you.
Hi, Linda.
So, to start things off, we're going to give it over to Ed Carew here from the Carew Investment Group for a first message from Ed.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here, the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Telephone number is 765-8880. And, in business, they say you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's truly the case, well, we must know a thing or two. Because I've been in business of investing for people since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. And we look for opportunities that we expect will go up in value, not every day, but over time. We take our responsibilities seriously and always place our client first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call me at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you. We're going to put Ed on the hot seat right off the bat here.
Oh, goody.
Good. Everyone's happy about that. All right, Ed, just because reading your market recap, and things are still volatile on the market because of everything that's going on and in the country and like that. But through this whole COVID-19 thing, have you seen a publicly traded company that is doing very well? I'm thinking maybe a Home Depot or something like that.
Home
where
Depot's
the stocks
doing very
are going
well.
up.
Apple made a new 52-week high not long ago, about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of companies are doing very well.
Okay.
Tesla.
A lot of companies are not doing very well.
Okay.
I mean, it's companies like Home Depot are doing well because people are just going out and refurbishing their home.
Mm-hmm.
They're spending a lot of time at home and they're looking at it and saying, "Man, this place is a lot shabbier than I thought it was." So I'm gonna fix this or that or whatever. So there's a lot more business being done by people buying at Home Depot and by hiring contractors to do the work, which still buy usually from Home Depot or Lowe's or somebody like that. So yeah, a lot of the companies are doing well, but you have to buy the right industries. Don't go buy, you don't want to be owning airlines and cruise ships and hotels, theme parks. Those are not doing as well.
Okay. Now, John said, what about Tesla?
Tesla is doing well. Tesla hit a new 52-week high recently and had a 5-for-1 stock split.
All right, there you go, John. I did hear it was a national.
It's trading at about $420 a share right now.
You bring something where people are home all the time, and I heard a national radio ad for, I think it was for Benjamin Moore Paints, and said, since you've been home all this time, staring at the four walls, you probably have said to yourself, boy, they really could use some paint.
Yeah.
So come out and buy Benjamin Moore paint. I said, hey, that was actually pretty smart of them. That was pretty good.
There's a TV commercial. I'm not sure if it's for Benjamin Moore, but I've seen it a few times. Might be doing a Red Sox game or something.
Okay.
And, it's about painting the walls of your house, and there's, the walls are put up with a lot over the last few months. You've been looking at it, and there's a dog scratching at the wall, right?
Making a mess of it.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I don't know if John's heard. I don't know if Ed has heard, but our friend Linda here is officially retiring. Now, not retiring from Coffee Inn, right, Linda?
No, I'll be there.
Excellent.
As long as you want me, Joe, I'm there.
We want you. We want you here. But she's going to go into retirement.
Did you retire already, or is it an upcoming?
Well, actually, Ed, it's the second week in October. I'm going to work with the gal that's replacing me for a little bit, just to make her comfortable. And
this is at Aging Well, right?
Aging Well, yes, Aging Well. She'll be the new director of wellness there, and she's a very experienced young nurse. Her background is, she was acute care, she was home care, she's done a lot of marketing, so, and a great personality, a lot of energy. So she'll do very well following in my footsteps, I think.
Well, I found another job for you, Linda.
Oh, you did? What?
I thought you were going to tell him to keep it to himself.
No.
Well, what?
How do you feel about teaching?
Well, I've done teaching in my past, and you know what? I precept the Rhode Island College senior nursing students in their community nursing, and when I call the professor to tell her that I won't, I'm not going to be there to do that, but, Tammy will. But she said, well, maybe you could come and be a guest speaker at my classes. And I said, sure. So, yes, why? Okay. What do you want me to teach?
High school, anything.
Oh, I know. They're looking
they're looking for teachers. Every single community needs teachers and substitute teachers.
I know.
There's just a shortage everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know about that, though.
No, okay.
I have done teaching, though, but, it's always health-related. I traveled a lot doing a lot of that kind of stuff.
So a little tough if you had to handle, like, world history or algebra or something like that?
Not algebra. Not algebra. I knew that as long as I needed to.
And then you were done, huh?
And then I'm like, whoa. But, history maybe, English maybe, literature maybe, and then
more biology, chemistry.
Biology, anatomy, that kind of stuff. Health science, I could do that,
there you go. All right, well, the jobs are out there, Linda, if you wanted. So
I know.
Keep that in mind.
I know.
But enjoy your retirement from Aging Well.
I'm going to. I'm going to spend time with my new puppy. We're bringing her home on Sunday.
That's nice.
Yeah, and more time figure skating and dancing and my family.
Now, speaking of dancing, Linda. Now we had the story in the news today. This club in Providence. Not that you go out clubbing in Providence,
no,
but
no, I don't. But
well, I think those days might be behind you. But this club in Providence. This is the second time they've been busted for having too many people in the club. This is the Ravel Lounge and Bistro. They said, according to Providence Police, this past Saturday night into Sunday morning, they had over 400 people inside the club. The club is denying that, by the way, but that's what the police say. But did you realize, under COVID-19 guidelines, dancing is illegal?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I read the story.
Yeah, well, if you look at any of the places where they have music, they'll say no dancing.
Right.
When you're dancing, first of all, well, and part of it is like if I went out with my husband and I was dancing, well, heck, I'm here in the house with him, so what's the difference?
You can dance there, right?
Right, exactly.
But not with 398 other people.
But I think the thing is that some of the dancing can be kind of strenuous, and I guess then you're breathing harder, and the droplets go into the air, that kind of a thing. But yes, I knew we weren't supposed to dance. Yes.
That must bum you out.
Well, yeah, but I don't do that kind of dancing, though. I know you do.
I know you do the ballroom dancing kind of thing.
You've seen me, I do the ballroom dancing. But even that, you're not supposed to.
But even then, you're still relatively close,
right,
and
exactly.
It does raise an interesting question, though.
What's
what
that?
about indoor skating rinks?
What about figure skating?
Is there a limit on the number of people who can be
Yeah,
on
there
indoor
are.
skating?
Yeah, quite frankly, Charlie hasn't let me skate lately because, we're from Rhode Island and I skate in Concord, Massachusetts. But
you're not
when
allowed?
I did, before he put the squash on that, I was going, and there's only like 10 people, and that includes the coaches.
On the ice at one time?
On the ice at one time with the figure skating. Mm-hmm. And then they decided to let hockey in, and I'm not sure how that is okay, but he said it was. So, that's a little harder to contain,
Yeah.
Because usually figure skating, when you're there with it's you and your coach, with private lessons and such. And so 10 people on the ice isn't a bad, and they were using the strictest guidelines.
Yeah, you can stay away from each other. Oh, okay.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can. I don't know how you do that in hockey, however.
Well, I don't know if this makes a difference, but you're wearing a helmet and usually some kind of face shield, but not normally. Sometimes it's just a cage that's in front of your face.
Exactly.
Not a
all
full
the
mask.
kids use cages now. They all use the cages now. But But yeah.
Okay. See, not me. I looked like a stormtrooper in Star Wars when I played. They didn't have the cages back then. They had something else, and which was odd because when you skated and everything was fine and you could see perfectly, as soon as you sat down on the bench, couldn't see a thing.
Everything fogged up. Yeah.
And then you would take your helmet off to get rid of the fog, and then you get yelled at by the coaches and the referees, put your helmet back on because it was dangerous.
Right.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But so it was kind of so now they kind of got rid of that and just went with the cages.
They went, all the little kids, even like when we're working with little kids just learning how to skate, they have to wear a helmet, and most of them will have the cage on, just in case they go fall forward.
Don't want to fall on their face. Now, Ed, what about horse shows? Now Jane used to compete in these, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any still going on? Or have they been all canceled because of COVID-19?
Mostly been all, canceled. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I just wonder how they would do it.
There are some trail rides.
Yeah.
But even those are few and far between.
But normally when you see horse shows, on TV, it's always one person just competing at a time. So you figured it would be, you can keep your distance to do that. But I guess maybe is it backstage where everyone's all kind of crowded together?
You may have more people than they're allowing backstage.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. John, do you compete in any sports? I don't want to keep you part of the conversation. No,
nothing competitive.
No golf, no tennis, no.
I played tennis for a long time, but haven't lately. I was trying to think of anything that I'm involved in where there might be a question of crowds or can't think of anything. Farmers market. Oh, I was thinking about the nurseries. The nurseries did have limits, and they had drive-up only. And I've noticed that the nurseries now have really thinned out, and I think that goes back to the fact that people have been home so long, they did so many projects that there are only so many plantings that one person can do over the summer. And I think toward the end of the summer, I noticed that the nurseries had really thinned out. I don't know if others have noticed that.
Interesting. But I also know there's like fall plants that come along. The mums, that you can plant. So maybe people like those as well. I don't know if you heard it, John. It was probably a few weeks ago, but the U.S. Tennis Association was running radio ads, basically saying if you're looking for something to do, you really should take up tennis. You can't be more socially distanced.
That's true.
Than when playing tennis.
Yeah.
So go grab a racket and a can of tennis balls and head to your nearest court. You're going to stay well more than 6 feet apart. And then if you got to switch sides, just go on opposite sides of the net, and you'll be perfect. They ran it for about 2 weeks. And they ran out of money, I guess, and because I don't hear them anymore. But I said that's a brilliant idea. They should bring up tennis and quite possibly table tennis. You stay 6 feet apart in that as well. Yeah. If you ever watch the real competition, they stand so far back from the table. I don't know how they do it, and still get the ball up and over the net. But that's why they're in those big competitions. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Coffee and program. So we're going to get a second message from the Carew Investment Group. Back to Ed Carew.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987, so you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, someone you're probably never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to our office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you're interested in speaking with us for a free no-obligation consultation and find out more about how we'll invest your money, you could call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON Radio. Comments and questions can be called in 766-1240 or email them in to coffee@woonsocketradio.com.
Have you heard the news? If you have both Medicaid and Medicare, United Health Dual Complete can help you. And it's no wonder, considering all the extra benefits you could get. Dual Complete includes $3,000 in dental care with $0 copay. You could also get $800 to buy health products, hearing coverage, and credits for hearing devices, vision coverage, and credits for eyewear, no-cost gym membership, and Fitbit, and much, much more. See why Rhode Islanders with Medicaid and Medicare choose United Healthcare Dual Complete. To find a plan for you, visit our website at uhccommunityplan.com and search by your zip code or call 1-844-560-4944. Plans are insured through United Healthcare Insurance Company or one of its affiliated companies, a Medicare Advantage organization with a Medicare contract and a contract with state Medicaid program. Enrollment in the plan depends on the plan's contract renewal with Medicare. Benefits, features, and or devices vary with plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
You can always get a fantastic meal at River Falls Restaurant. Popcorn shrimp, baked stuffed haddock, grilled ribeye, and River Falls tacos are just some of the items on the menu. Now, if you visit Woonsocketradio.com, look for the River Falls Restaurant display ad, click on it, and it'll take you right to their website, and you can view their entire menu. New hours for River Falls are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, opening at 4 p.m., and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, opening at 11:30 a.m. for inside dining. Make plans today to visit River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
We're local and live at 99.5.
All right, Coffee and here on ON Radio, and this is Joe Callahan with Ed Carew, John Martin, and Linda Tebow, and kind of a not a sad story, but a scary story on the front page of today's call over in Blackstone. A man, 67-year-old man, from Blackstone got pinned underneath one of those Bobcat excavators.
Oh yeah,
it fell down. I'm like, wow. Now he was not driving this machinery. It was on someone's land. It was helping to clear brush, and the police didn't say what led up to this Bobcat toppling over on top of him. But this Bobcat weighs between 9,000 and 12,000 pounds.
Wow.
This is one heavy machine. But when police and firefighters got there, he was alert and but didn't say what was, if anything actually, was broken or anything like that. But he did go to the hospital, and no word on whether or not he was released or not. But imagine having one of those fall on you.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's a picture of the Bobcat on the front page of today's call over on its side. So you don't know how much of the Bobcat was actually on the person. Maybe just a small part, or maybe the whole thing. But
wow.
I don't want a 10,000-pound piece of machinery
for sure
falling on you. So that's. I'm glad he wasn't killed. I'm glad he's. It looks like he's going to be okay. So, and they didn't release the man's name.
No.
But good. I'm glad he's going to be okay. So tonight's the big night. Show of hands from the three of you. I can't see Linda's hand, so you'll have to tell me if it's up in the air, Linda. Are you going to watch the presidential debate tonight?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah.
Ed, Linda. John's going to watch it. Ed.
Yes, sir.
All right. So it begins at 9:00 tonight. I guess all the networks, all the news networks will be carrying it. So it doesn't really matter which one you pick. So they'll all have it. And I hear there's going to be 75 people or so in the crowd. So there's not going to be a very large crowd there, but got to keep them all spaced out. And I heard yesterday that Cleveland was boarding up places just in case they were worried about trouble in the city. I don't know if anything is planned to happen there tonight, but and so they've done away with all the formalities. The two people used to come out and shake hands. Well, due to COVID-19, we won't have any of that. They're not even going to come out and bump elbows. I guess they think that looks silly, so they're just going to walk to their respective podiums and just stand there. No masks for Biden or Trump or for Chris Wallace, who's going to moderate the whole thing. But they're all, 20 feet apart anyway, so there won't be any of that. So I look forward to watching it, at least some of it. We'll see how it goes. If it, I hope it doesn't, go down into the gutter, but maybe that's what they want. I don't know. So,
is it supposed to be a couple hours? Do you know?
I think so.
At least,
I believe.
Yeah.
2 hours.
I would think
say
2 hours. But that's my guess.
Yeah, and they take a couple of breaks so they can drink some water and get their thoughts together. And I just, it's just the way Trump characterizes Biden all the time. I hope he's prepared, because I don't think Biden is not as he shouldn't take him for granted.
Right.
I think Biden's going to give him a better run than he's leading on to that he's not going to be able to.
I would agree.
Okay.
I mean, I think if the president stays to what people have not taught him, but worked with him to do,
How's that
prompted
gone so
him,
far?
pushed him, whatever to do, but he tends to
go off the rails?
Really, yeah. And I quite honestly, when you said no masks, all I could think of is, what John told us. Why do they do this? Is for more people to watch TV. So I would not be surprised if there was a lot of yelling did occur, especially on the president's side. And Chris should probably be wearing a mask anyway.
But he won't.
Linda, you got an A on your final exam. You remembered.
What's that, John?
Linda remembered she gets an A on her final exam.
Yes, I know that, John. I pay attention.
For those who missed it, when I was teaching, we had an exercise on what was the purpose of television. We got all these noble answers, and then I would say the correct answer is to keep people watching television. And you better get that right, or you can't get an A on your final. So Linda gets an A.
Yay!
Congratulations, John.
You can go back and teach.
There you go, John. Do you think Biden's going to do well tonight? How do you see where this debate is going?
I think it's unfortunate if he were to come out and say, "Good evening, Denver." That would be the only thing that anybody would talk about.
That would be bad.
I don't think that will happen.
No.
But it's very difficult to predict. I think that Biden has very well versed right now in being the calmer voice. Mm-hmm. And we'll see how that goes in the debate.
Okay. Ed, any predictions or just thoughts on what will happen this evening?
Well, I just hope that, for one thing, President Trump doesn't just keep repeating himself and keep repeating things that are not quite true.
Okay.
I'll be nice and say not quite true.
All right.
And with Joe Biden, I like Joe Biden. He seems to be a really nice guy. But when you listen to any clips of him on TV, it's like he can't seem to put a sentence together. He gets
coherently.
He gets 3/4 of the way through the sentence, and then he must get another thought in his head about what he's talking about, and he jumps to something else without finishing that sentence.
Okay.
And you're left dangling there saying, what the heck was he? What was he saying? Where was he
what does he
going with
mean?
that?
Yeah.
I hope there's not a whole lot of that stuff going on.
I hope not.
I just want to hear both sides put out a reasonable,
Argument. Yeah.
for their positions.
Okay.
This is another one of those things where don't tell me what I need to think. Tell me what you think, and I will decide for myself.
Okay. I think Chris Wallace has got the toughest job,
Yeah.
keeping them both on track.
Yep.
Okay. That's a nice answer, but it didn't answer the question. So let's go back to what the question was and then try answering it again. And keeping them from, not yelling at each other, but talking over each other. Let one person finish and then you go, kind of thing. I don't know what the rules are going to be tonight. I don't know if they're going to be timed. I don't know if those lights are going to go off again. And you got 30 seconds when the green light goes on, and then you got to stop. I don't know if it's going to be quite like that.
It seems to be the way they do all of the bases with the lights.
Well, they did that when they had a lot of the candidates, so they could get to everybody. But now that it's just down to 2, will the light situation still be used?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Ask
know
me
either,
tomorrow.
So. Okay. And I'll tell you what I saw last night.
Special edition.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll bring this up, and I hope I don't offend anybody.
I'm offended already.
Here we go again.
But I just might. But it's just, in my opinion, just things that bug me or that bother me. And I saw it yesterday. I saw Chuck Schumer on the floor, and then I heard on our national news today Kamala Harris again, and they both said basically the same thing, and that they're outraged, and they keep using that word, that the Republicans are ramming a candidate for the Supreme Court justice down our throats, and we're not adhering to Judge Ginsburg's dying wish. And now Romeo Berthen was here yesterday, and he actually passed out to me and to Charlie Baldelli, who was here as well, a copy, a booklet of the U.S. Constitution. And I asked Romeo yesterday, who's kind of a scholar on these things, I go, is there anything in the Constitution about adhering to people's dying wishes? And he said, no. So, and I actually kind of questioned whether or not Judge Ginsburg actually said what she is reportedly to have said.
Bingo.
We have to, or you don't have to, but you have to believe what her granddaughter has said she said. Well, you don't know her motives either,
Right.
and whether or not Ginsburg actually said this, and I kind of find it hard to believe that Ginsburg would actually say what she said about.
What is there in her character that would suggest that she wouldn't feel this way?
She may feel that way, but did she actually say what she said? I don't know. But there's also nothing in the Constitution about granting people's last wishes, John.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
That's what wills are for.
That's right. Absolutely right. So, they keep saying, well, the other side is ramming a candidate down our throats. I'm like, well, no, because that's not the way I think. It's just that the president gets to pick the next Supreme Court justice, and then the Senate gets to nominate, to ask questions, and then vote on it.
Yeah.
I think the more interesting discussion is around the fact that I think it's 3 of the last 4 appointees have been named by presidents who did not win the election by a majority. And so some are wondering, well, is there a different way of doing this that's more representative than it being the choice of someone who doesn't have a mandate of the majority of Americans?
Well, maybe there is, but then we'd have to change the Constitution.
Oh, sure.
Right.
And said, okay.
But I think that's one of the more interesting discussions around this. The rest is far more political, but I think that's a relevant question, don't you?
Okay, then not that you may not have an answer for this, John, but what do you think would be a better way to choose a Supreme Court justice?
Well, I think that the dilemma is you can't revert to the popular vote in a situation such as we have now. There's some that believe that maybe it should be strictly in the hands of the Congress, but a ruling a party with a majority in Congress would be influenced by the sitting president if he was of the same party. So you fall back into that political arena regardless. But it is very interesting. And I think maybe we just need to accept that there isn't there isn't a majority
way.
consensus on much anymore, and so maybe that's too high a standard.
Ed, do you think there's a better way to choose a Supreme Court justice than the system that we have now?
No, I think the system that we have now has worked since these government, since the United States has been formed, and I see no reason to try to search out a different way, whether you're happy with the way the system works now or not. It's been working. And to go back to the dying wish thing, it seems to me that Judge Ginsburg has been in and out of the hospital several times over the past year, and if she was so concerned that a president had more time, instead of being someone who might only be there for a few weeks before being replaced, she should have resigned several months ago or a year ago at age 86 or 85 or whatever, because of her health. And then they would have had a lot of time to appoint someone and debate it and confirm it and all this other kind of stuff. That's my opinion on that.
Linda, do you have an opinion on how it should change or stay the same?
I'm kind of with Ed because that was my thought, and I think she was a remarkable woman. What she accomplished was huge for a woman of that age. I mean, it just didn't happen before. And as a nurse, I was like, oh my God, she was in and out of the hospital. She probably should have resigned, and given more time for the replacement. And I also think, she was a gutsy woman. She did a lot, and not that I think her granddaughter's telling a big fib or anything, but I can't. In my mind, I cannot see her making that a dying wish. Really.
Okay.
I think she would have taken action on it herself about a year ago.
All right, we're gonna.
One more thing is, if it was a dying wish, it seems to me, and if it was that important to you that you had to make it your dying wish, it should have been done with somebody there to write it down, notarize it, and maybe videotape it.
Right.
Maybe there wasn't time. But she could have done it a month or so ago.
Yes,
okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program, and it's time for the forecast, which is being brought to you by CVS. Today, a mostly cloudy day, and a high temperature will be near 78. So still summertime here in southern New England. Tonight, clouds are coming in, and there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms, and windy. Wind gusts as high as 32 miles per hour. Low temperature tonight around 64. Wednesday, cloudy, showers mainly before 11 in the morning. High will be near 73. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming mostly clear. Low 53. Thursday, sunny, high near 71. Friday, partly sunny, and a high near 66. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies. We have 68 degrees. CVS pharmacists have a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. See store for details.
There's a new feature at valleybreeze.com that will make it easier to find the business or deal you're looking for, as well as share their ads with family and friends. Head to valleybreeze.com. At the right, find This Week's Ads. Click it and you'll see all the ads that were in the Breeze's 5 newspapers. Maybe you've finished with your paper or are recalling an ad you noticed a few days ago. Just use the search function and the ad is right there, ready to be printed or shared. Merchants, share your ads on social media. The Valley Breeze. Our mission is your success.
Annette at Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center reminds you that during these difficult times of COVID-19, Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center is prepared to help you make all your arrangements online in the safety and comfort of your home. This way, Woonsocket residents stay as safe as possible. Call 401-751-5000, 401-751-5000, and they will walk you through this easy, simple process. 751-5000, or visit their website, providencecremation.com. Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
Hi, this is Don Burnell inviting you to join us on the Midday Show every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday with the Super Quiz, great oldies, and interesting guests.
Don Burnell is back Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan with Ed Carew, Linda Tebow, and John Martin. And John, time for first message from AARP.
I have some news to share this morning regarding the administration's payroll tax withholding deferral that was implemented by the IRS. Last week, in a letter to the chairs of the House and Senate Ways and Means Committees, AARP supported a joint resolution providing for congressional disapproval of the plan. Here's part of what we wrote. Tax holidays undermine confidence in Social Security and put at risk the program's dedicated funding stream and the hard-earned benefits of millions of Americans and their families. Concerns are also widespread among America's business community and major employers. This deferral, along with the President's recent statements on the permanent elimination of the payroll tax contribution, are engendering uncertainty among older Americans and the general public about Social Security and its ability to pay promised benefits. You can keep in touch on this and other issues by logging on to aarp.org/RI or follow us on Facebook.
All right, John, thank you very much. So in Massachusetts, Ed?
Yes?
It kind of affects you and doesn't in a way, but they've relaxed the rules in Massachusetts in terms of restaurants.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now you can have 10 people at a single table as opposed to 6.
Yeah.
And you don't normally go out with 10 people, do you?
No.
So it's like, okay, this is why I said it kind of affects you and it doesn't affect you. But some cities in Massachusetts are declining to bump it up. Boston, Lawrence, Worcester, they're all saying, nope, we're going to keep the maximum amount of people at one table to 6. And I guess that's their choice. And that's fine. Does anybody know what's the rule in Rhode Island in terms of inside dining with how many patrons can be at one table?
I think it's still 6.
Is it still 6?
I think it is, because we're still in phase 3, so there's still 66% of occupancy.
Okay. Interesting.
You're also allowing bar seating now, too.
Oh, that's right, in Massachusetts. That's right.
Oh, that's right. If they're eating, though. Only if they're eating.
Only if they're eating?
Yeah.
You can't go in just and sit down and have a drink.
No.
All right.
But Rhode Island still can't go there.
No.
Oh, we can. We can go if we're going to go. What did he tell us? You can come in to shop, wear your mask, social distancing, spend your money, and go home.
Yeah.
And then get out.
If you go to
and
a
then
restaurant,
get out, and then go home, yes.
You're going to go to a restaurant in Massachusetts, stay out of Stone Forge. That's my place.
That's your place to go?
Right. I'm like, really, Charlie, be nice. I think Gina upset him or something. I don't know. Anyways.
It's quite possible, Hey.
Well, yeah.
So from the St. A. So department, all right?
Okay.
there will be no Providence College URI men's basketball game this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's just bumming You upset about that, John? Wait a minute, I can't hear John. John, we can't hear you. You there, John? Nope, I can see John's lips moving. Everything's where it's supposed
what are
to
his
be.
lips saying?
He's shaking his head no.
Okay.
All right, we'll have to... Don't go anywhere, John. We're going to we'll try to figure this out and see why we can't hear John anymore. I think I got everything going.
Sign language.
Don't use that hand. All right, don't go anywhere, John. All right. And they're saying it's because of COVID-19, and
right.
that, and because of scheduling conflicts, and they can't. PC says, well, we can do it on this day. Well, URI says, well, we're going to be away. And then vice versa. And so they just said, you know what, we're going to skip it this year. And so no PC URI game this year. They look to come back in 2021. So, which is too bad. If you're ever going to a PC URI game, by the way, it's quite raucous and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because it just gets loud inside the Dunkin' Donuts Center, and that's always a good time. So, all right, Stop and Shop is agreeing to give its workers more coronavirus pandemic hazard wages. They decided to do this back in March and April, and but then it stopped. and the workers weren't too happy about that, and I guess they got some kind of rally going, and now they've agreed to do it. The United Food and Commercial Workers Union says that the agreement will provide retroactive premium pay in the form of lump sum payouts.
Wow. Good for them.
Must be nice to work for Stop and Shop right now.
Yeah.
Hey,
maybe
cash.
I'm going there. Heck with this teaching.
That's right. Go ring up.
I could be the greeter or something. I can't work the cash register, though.
Sure you can. It's easy.
I don't know.
So let's see. Premium payout. Let's see. Equal to 10% of all hours worked between July 5th and August 22nd. A total of 56,000 workers will receive the wages. That's a lot of workers.
Whoa. That's a lot of money.
It sure is. So they must be happy over there at Stop and Shop. So that's good. So we're in a nasty drought.
Yes.
Going in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts. It's just whoa. Hey, that should be John.
What's that?
That should be John. Is that you, John?
No.
Yeah, hello there.
Hi.
All right, John's back.
Good. Who? Welcome back.
Thanks. All right, John, the big question was, are you upset about the PC-URI basketball game not taking place?
I'm very ambivalent about sporting events right now.
Okay.
So I don't think I'll miss that.
All sporting events?
Everything is off kilter, and with the Celtics season ending a couple of nights ago, I'm thinking there's a certain feeling that there's something missing right now.
Yeah,
we're down to the Patriots, and I think that affects people. But I also think that these large crowd events are something we're going to have to defer. It's just now. I was reading about the 1918 pandemic yesterday, and you know that one of the big second waves, they refused to cancel a war bond parade in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And the consequence was 12,000 people died in Philadelphia
because
in the
of that?
2 to 3 weeks because they went out in these huge crowds.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's different watching the sports right now because last night at the
Lightning won.
The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup, and now when the game ended, the team does what they always do. They throw their sticks and gloves in the air and they jump all over each other, but there was no crowd, cheering them on or anything like that. And one of the big things that they get to do in the Stanley Cup, and for all sports for that matter, but the captain is presented the Stanley Cup and he hoists it over his head and he skates around so the crowd can clap. Well, there's no one to clap, and I feel bad for the players that we've won this great championship and nobody's here to celebrate with us. Now they'll go back into the locker room and they'll celebrate amongst themselves, of course. But I'm like, it's just so different this year, and it's going to be the same with the NBA Finals, and it's going to be the same with the World Series.
I assume they don't go back home and hold a parade.
Well, not this year. That's right. Normally they would do that in the hometown city, but that won't take place this year. Now the big thing with the Stanley Cup is that each player gets to have the Stanley Cup for like a week, maybe longer, and they get to do whatever they want with it. That's a pretty cool tradition. Although they do some weird things with it. Sometimes it gets dented. And,
keep it away from Gronk.
Yeah, that's right. He dented it. Because when he came in contact with it, but it's ended up in swimming pools.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, that's right.
Gronkowski would do something crazy.
would dent the Stanley Cup. But that's right. But I'm sure they'll still do that. Each player will get the Stanley Cup for a while, and they bring it to their hometown, and then it makes it back over to Europe and wherever these people are from, and so the people in their hometowns get to see it as well. So, have you ever seen the Stanley Cup? Anyone see the Stanley Cup in person?
No.
Not
Linda?
in person. No.
I have seen it.
Not in person.
I have seen it in person.
Yeah.
It was at for some reason it was at the Dunkin' Donuts Center, and I was there for a Providence Bruins game, and it was just there. It was there as a promotion. You can come have your picture taken with the Stanley Cup. I said, well, that's pretty cool. And I walked by and I saw it, and then I saw the line that people were in to have their picture taken with it.
I think they took it to the State House that day too.
They might have, yeah. And so I didn't have my picture taken with it. But I was able to at least see it. Okay, there it is. And so now I can say, yes, I have seen...
Life-changing.
Well, it wasn't quite life-changing, John. but I was able to see it, and it is impressive. It's because it's so large, and it's shiny. You know, there's someone there with that was spraying it down and keeping it clean and like that. But it was weird because I was watching people that were having their picture taken with it, and they'd put their arms around it and would try to hold the Stanley Cup, not actually pick it up, but had to have their hands on it. And I'm such a purist of these things, and I'm like, no, because I played the game. I said, you're not allowed to, and this is the hockey lore. You're not allowed to touch the Stanley Cup unless you've won it.
That's right.
And I didn't win it, so I'm not allowed to touch it. Now, am I just wrong in my thinking, Ed?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
So rarely are you wrong. I'm going to say you're probably right.
Oh, thanks, John. No, that's just my thinking. But you can take it and skew it another way. Well, you didn't play professionally. Well, no, I didn't. And so that should be the real caveat. Well, if you play the sport professionally, okay, you don't touch the Stanley Cup. Since you only played amateur, I guess, as a kid, I'm allowed to touch it. But I always wanted to play in the NHL, so. If I get a chance, no, you don't touch the Stanley Cup until you win it. But I know I'm never going to win it, so why not go touch it?
What a dilemma!
These are the things that keep me up at night.
Oh, what a dilemma that is!
It is.
Joe, who was your boyhood NHL favorite?
Mine was, growing up in the 70s. All my friends that played, they all loved Bobby Orr. I thought Bobby Orr was great, but I always liked Phil Esposito. Because I was not a defenseman when I played. I was a center. Phil Esposito was a center. And I just liked the way he played because Phil Esposito was so strong, and he would just plant himself in front of the net of the opposing team, and defensemen would try to push him out of the way, and they could never move him. And he banged in rebounds all the time, had a ton of goals. And so I patented my game after him. I said, "That's how you do this." And I was lucky, John, because I grew faster than my friends, so I was taller and bigger than the kids I was playing against. So I kind of looked like Phil Esposito, except I didn't have the black hair. And I was able to score a lot of rebounds just by them not moving me out in front of the net. And that lasted till I was about 13 or 14. And then my friends got bigger. And then they started moving me around with a little more ease. And I didn't grow anymore. I'm like, I think I've stopped. I'm like, uh-oh. And so I had to change my game a little bit. But I like Phil Esposito as a kid growing up. So
I was growing up out in Missouri. I was a St. Louis Blues fan, so Phil Esposito would not have been near the top of my favorites.
Well, probably not. at least not in the 70s.
And what's with that guy hanging in front of the net?
That's right. That? We can't get him out of the way. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and program. John Martin is here, so that's good. So, John, time for a second message from AARP.
Okay, AARP Rhode Island has a lot going on to keep you engaged during the pandemic, and tonight is our second Broadway night. We have a Zoom chat with Rick Negron, who performed as King George in Hamilton, and you can join us for that event tonight at 7 p.m. To find out how to log into the Zoom chat, you can go to Facebook or you can go to aarp.org/RI. And on that page, you'll see a story in the right-hand column, See You in September, and that has all of our listings. But tonight at 7, Rick Negron from Hamilton, he will not only answer questions and talk about his life in musical theater, but he also will perform 2 musical numbers. We had a great time in our first outing with Laura Osnes, who's a huge star, a 2-time Tony nominee, and she was so charming. People enjoy this. It's tonight at 7 p.m., You can find us right at the top of our Facebook page or instructions at aarp.org/RI and look for See You in September. Tomorrow, AARP nationally is holding an online career expo so people can learn how to navigate the job market during times of uncertainty. For many people, this might be very useful advice right now. Registration is required for this event. and it is also listed at aarp.org/RI. And if you scroll down, you'll find it. Registration for this event also can be made via telephone at 877-926-8300. But this is a Zoom event tomorrow from AARP at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And lastly, this is the fourth in our series of one-day university lectures. Tomorrow, 5:30 p.m., The Scientific Genius of Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla with Craig Wright from Yale University. That's a free event. And again, the sign-up for that is also at aarp.org/RI.
All right, John, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON, AM, and FM.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, what can you tell me about the insurance industry?
The industry changes so frequently due to many different factors, things like increased weather-related storms, the invention of smartphones and social media, which increase the amount of distracted drivers, even the cost of cars. Today, people are buying $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 cars with every kind of option you can think of. All these things impact the insurance industry, and it's important to keep current.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Everybody in? Enjoy Roger Williams Park Zoo's Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular drive-thru experience starting October 1st.
Oh, look at the pumpkins.
Immerse yourself in the sights and sounds of the Halloween season as you drive by thousands of intricately carved pumpkins. Pre-buy tickets online. Join Nairobi and all at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses. The Jack-O-Lantern Spectacular starts October 1st. Wow, Mom, check out the sweater pumpkins.
Is that what you did with my sweaters?
Oh, boy.
Coffee in on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Ed Krug, Linda Tebow, and John Martin. You still there, John?
Yes, I am.
All right, excellent. I didn't want to lose your voice again there.
In mid-coffee gulp.
Oh, there we go.
Mic muted.
Oh, excellent segue, John. You know why?
Why?
Speaking of coffee, it is National Coffee Day today. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but every day for me is National Coffee Day.
Yeah, but now you can get coffee for free if you go to the right places.
Dunkin' Donuts.
That's right. Several places are celebrating National Coffee Day. Starbucks reward members can get a free drink loaded to their account. Dunkin' is offering a free hot or iced coffee with any purchase. And if you can find a Krispy Kreme, coffee today is completely free.
You know, I'm still waiting for my excellent coffee as a member of this little platch.
Well, you got to come here. we don't send the coffee out.
I don't think that's fair.
What should we do about that?
I'm acrimonious.
Nothing. I'm acrimonious.
You could protest.
Yeah.
I could.
Oh, please.
Circle K is offering a deal on coffee for those with an app. Do you know there's a Circle K in this area? I think there's only one.
Oh, I know of one in Middleborough.
There's one in Cumberland as well, right off 295. They got a very tiny symbol on the building. I don't know why they don't promote themselves more. Circle K's are very big out west. When I went to school in Idaho, it was like a Cumberland Farms out there. So you couldn't go to any street corner without finding a Circle K on it.
Oh,
I'm like, I've never heard of these guys.
Never heard of them.
No, that's right. Now, Ed, you mentioned earlier that maybe you don't want to buy or have hold stock in theme parks, but Universal Orlando, they're introducing a new roller coaster.
Okay.
So they must be doing something okay down there that they can afford to build something new.
Well, just because business is off doesn't mean you don't try to make some improvements onto your
that's true.
business.
I would suspect that financing on a major attraction goes way before the pandemic, so the money was budgeted.
Probably
construction.
Yeah. I mean,
way before the pandemic.
Right.
All right. So Universal Orlando announced Monday they are in the process of creating the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Do you like roller coasters, Linda?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Me neither.
No, wow. Ed, roller coasters?
Nah.
Wow, I'm the only one. Okay. This is set to be Florida's fastest and tallest launch coaster. Now, do you know what a launch coaster is?
Nah.
Doesn't sound safe.
Doesn't sound safe. John, do you know what
Launch.
John, do you know what a launch coaster is?
You get a sandwich and a beverage.
No, that's lunch.
Oh,
No. All right. On your normal roller coasters, when you get in the car and the train takes off, and it usually goes around a corner and then starts going up a hill, and the chain pulls you up the hill, right? And then when you get to the top of the hill, then you go down, and then you do everything on the roller coaster.
So this, I guess, is going to be more like an aircraft carrier.
You're right.
Like
On a launch coaster, you get in the car, and the train takes off, and when you start going up a hill, you then blast up the hill. It's much better.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Well, to me it is, because going up the hill, being pulled by the chain, you're like, oh my jeez, when are we going to get to the top? My goodness,
Yeah, right.
This is just
We want to be nauseous.
That's right. We want it to happen quickly. So that's what a launch coaster is. You actually it blasts you off like a rocket. Well, not quite like a rocket. I mean, you're attached to the train, attached to the track. So
one would hope.
So basically, you are safe. Okay. And now riders will be launched 150 feet up, and you'll reach speeds of 70 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds.
Wow.
Now this is called having a good time.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Well, to me, it is.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He goes, but I can go faster than that. I can go 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. So.
You can, but you have a windshield in front of you. Do it without a windshield in front of you, and we'll see how fast you really go.
Oh, okay.
Now, the dinosaur theme ride, because it's Jurassic World, will open at Universal's Islands of Adventure in 2021.
Okay.
So you have a little bit of a wait.
For the record, because you seem really concerned that Universal doesn't have enough money to build this thing.
No, I'm sure they do.
You know, it is NBC Universal, which is owned by Comcast.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Don't worry about that. They get the money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I've been to Universal.
Cable's the last thing you save on during a pandemic.
What's that, John?
I think cable TV might be one of the last things that you give up during a pandemic.
No, I've been to Universal Studios, and they have another launch coaster there. This is why I know so much about it. Their Hulk roller coaster is a launch roller coaster, and it turns you upside down. It's so funny. They won't let you on the ride if you're wearing glasses or if you have anything in your pockets. And there's actually somebody there that says, "Turn out your pockets."
Really?
Yes. Now but they also have a big net because some people somehow they get away with it and they hide things. Okay, but Universal also does a very good thing: free lockers right at the ride. Go put hats, glasses, keys, wallets, everything in a little box with a combination on it, electronic combination. Go in there, then you go get in line for the ride.
Without my glasses, I won't be able to find a locker.
Or the combination.
Much less the combination.
Well, you got to bring someone that's got good eyes. See, when I went, I brought my 2 kids, and they don't wear glasses.
Oh,
so
all right.
You're in charge of finding the locker afterwards and doing the combination because I can't see without the glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you go get in line, and then you get on, and this one went up to 60 miles an hour in like 2.5 seconds or whatever it is. And whenever you experience something like that, you remember it. And that was impressive. Oh my gosh. But a lot of fun. And we kept going on it, you go out and do other things, and then you just keep coming back to it. It's just a lot of fun. And even though the people are screaming on the ride, it's still a lot of fun. So I would like to do the new one when it opens up. So we'll have to plan another trip in 2021 down to Florida. All right. One more thing before we got to go. Who likes to hunt alligators?
Yeah.
The swamp people.
The swamp people is right.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
4 hunters have snagged what's being called the longest alligator in Arkansas history. There are alligators in Arkansas, not just in Florida. They're right nearby.
Does Arkansas have a Bureau of Alligator Measurement?
Well, they might. They were hunting I think if you're actually hunting, you got to bring it to probably their game warden or whatever.
Yeah, you have to have tags or something.
And say this is what we've caught, and you probably can only catch one. But this one was almost 14 feet long. That's a long alligator.
And where is this?
Wow. Arkansas. And the men say the 800-pound alligator dragged their boat for 2 hours before they were able to finally land it.
Wow.
The Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. There you go, John.
I would be very concerned as to where that alligator is towing me.
if it's towing the boat. Wow. The Fish and Game Commission confirmed it's the longest gator harvested since Arkansas has had an alligator season. There's alligator season in Arkansas.
Alligator season. That's what I said. They have to get tags. They have certain season. They have so many tags.
Yeah.
Don't you watch Swamp People with Troy Landry and the Klan?
No.
Well, Jeepers Creepers.
Swamp People, huh? So I guess it's alligator season going on right now?
I don't know.
It must be, since they caught it now. It's probably, I don't know when it would last to. What do you figure, 3 months?
I have no idea. I was never that interested.
You watch Swamp People. They must tell you.
I know, but that's when there was nothing else.
Are these the same
TV?
people that catch the catfish by hand?
No.
That's something different?
That's not the same.
My dad is from Arkansas. I've never heard of alligator hunting in Arkansas.
No?
Somehow I missed that.
Maybe it's new. Maybe they were killing too many alligators in Arkansas. They had to start a season.
Maybe they migrated.
Maybe
all kinds of critters in places where we didn't see them when we were growing up.
Well, they were all leaving Florida because the
But that's a long walk to Arkansas.
It's a long walk to Arkansas. You're right.
Especially if you have very short legs.
Maybe they swam across the Gulf. I don't know.
Wow, that's a big swim.
Well, they're pretty strong animals, you know.
Yeah, they are.
All right, we've come to the end of the program. Thank you very much for listening in, everyone. We appreciate it. Ed Crew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
Please bring your alligator license next week, okay?
What are you, the alligator police?
I'm on the Arkansas Fish and Game Commission.
Oh, okay.
All right, John Martin, thanks for joining us today.
A lot of fun. Look forward to next week.
All right, very good. And Linda Tebow, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure as always, Joe.
All right. This is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone, and we will talk to you this afternoon here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Restaurants in most Massachusetts cities and towns are now allowed to have up to 10 people seated at a single table. In addition, seating is again allowed at bars across Massachusetts, although standing in bar areas is still not allowed. Governor Charlie Baker announced the relaxed rules for eating out last week as the state coronavirus metrics have continued to decline. Boston, Lawrence, and Worcester as cities have opted to keep the maximum 6 people at a table for now.